Hey, welcome to Bleav in San Diego Baseball, the new podcast here on Bleav Networks. My name is Alex Miniak, alongside the three-time MLB All-Star. His name is Heath Bell. Heath, you've been busy, man. I heard you caught a concert over the weekend. Is that true?
Yeah, it was not a great time for me, I guess you would say.
Huh.
I had a good time, but not so good.
No, looks like you
Got in trouble a little bit.
yeah, you got busted a little bit. Who is that?
We cannot say right now.
Okay.
Maybe
All
just
right.
a friend. It was just a friend. We were
Just a
enjoying the
friend.
music. That's all.
Just one you happen to live with currently, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Awesome. And if you don't have the video version of this podcast, he was at a Coldplay concert. I mean, it could have been like a charades thing. Maybe they could have figured it out. I know. Shh. Right. You tell me after the fact not to spread that around. Hey, a lot going on in San Diego this week. Padres are back following the All-Star break. We got Comic-Con going on in San Diego, starting today, actually, here on Thursday, running through Sunday. Comic-Con, of course, attracting hundreds of thousands of people to San Diego. People that just love anything that's, I don't know, fun, maybe fictional.
It's like a day. It's like a week of Halloween, or I tell my kid, it's like Halloween during the day, and you could be anybody, and you don't have to go trick or treating. Everybody loves everybody. That's the best part about Comic-Con. A costume that's bad, and somebody comes over there like, "Yeah, man, good job."
Yeah, I love it. It's cool. It's there's a level of camaraderie there that's very cool. We're all kind of in the same cool kids geeky club together, and we're all proud of it. If you guys who are listening have never been to a Comic-Con before, there's the outside part and the inside part. Inside the convention center is some select happenings here and there. Obviously, Hall H is where the panels take place, and all the promotions for the upcoming shows and movies and series get announced. The actual floor itself is really kind of this flea market-y type vibe. They're selling everything from posters to figures to I don't know, blankets and wares and T-shirts and you name it. If it's got an action hero or a fantasy character on it, it's happening on the floor at Comic-Con. Outside the venue is kind of where the more interactive stuff takes place. The branded exhibits, so to speak. I think the Barbie's doing like a Malibu Barbie beach house type thing this year. That seems to be all the rage. So, you get the best of both worlds. And really, people get concerned that they don't have a pass or whatnot. You don't need a pass to go to Comic-Con and experience it because it takes place all over downtown, and there's all kinds of little things.
And you could people watch everywhere downtown.
Everywhere. It's a
bike ride downtown. That's all.
It's a fun time, and you've been a couple times, and actually you've been to a recent Comic-Con where you live, right?
Yeah, out here in Austin, Texas. There's a Comic-Con last weekend, so I took my teenage boy. He really enjoyed it, kind of like geeked out a little bit, and I said, next year, we're going to go to the mega one, the best one in the world, and that's in San Diego. So, next year you'll see me out in San Diego at Comic-Con. Well, you probably won't see me because I'll be dressed up with my kid. So
I think we've got to bring the podcast. We got to bring the podcast out of the studio and do it there while you're in costume. Do you have an idea what you're going to wear, or you don't want to give it away just yet?
Right now, it was probably going to be something Star Wars. So, but it may change. I got a whole year, so we'll see.
A lot of time.
It's all going to depend what my kid wants to do. Does he want to do something separate, or does he want to do something together?
So as I was saying on the last podcast, 2 years ago, actually at Comic-Con, I dressed up and I was actually paid to do so. I was working with Blizzard Entertainment on their video game Diablo 4. And, I was talking about a lot of the interactive stuff that happens. There are some interactive things that happen inside the convention center. This happened to be one. And an old friend reached out to me, talent agent. We go way back to my marketing days when I used to do marketing promotions all over the country for big name brands. And he came to me and he's like, "Hey, dude," he's like, "would you be interested in dressing up for Comic-Con and being a part of this exhibit?" And I said, "Yeah, it's a good way to get in, good way to see everything, good way to interact with people, good way to people watch, like you were saying, a good way to be involved, have some fun for a few days." Well, it turns out that I was the lead actor in a recreation in a scene from Diablo 4. So Diablo 4 is a video game, Diablo series, very popular. And what they did was they took a cutscene and they recreated this church in the middle of the convention center floor. And you'd go in and you'd come in like you're coming in for service, and you'd be seated. And it was very solemn. The mood was kind of dark, dreary. And they took place in this world called Sanctuary, which has sort of been overridden by corrupt forces and whatnot. And my job was to come out and then scold these people for how bad they've been. So I came out with a book and I slammed it shut, told everybody, shameful for all the sins you've done and all the havoc you've created and whatnot. And I got to admit, it's fun. I get to talk on a microphone a lot for a living at Petco Park. I certainly don't scold anyone there. That would be bad. But to do it for them was great, right? So I came as this priest character. I slammed the book shut, told them how bad they were, and then the antagonist Lilith, this character Lilith, came and then corrupted everybody in the audience, and Lilith's minions came and then killed me, and then I died on the pulpit there on the stage.
How many times did you die?
At least I did it for 4 days. I got to imagine I died probably 50 or 60 times. I mean, each show was about 5 minutes. So if you take that and divide it by a number of hours, and then what was great is that, well, one, it was fun and everybody enjoyed it and they all clapped and whatnot. But the comments at the end were great. So while I was on the stage and my face was covered, they exited by the stage and there'd be people saying, well, sorry you died, or hey, better luck next time, Mr. Priest, and stuff like that. It was fun. I really enjoyed it, and it was cool.
Did you ever like start laughing when somebody walked by and say something funny?
I would, but with the theme of the room and the music playing and the lights going, even when it was over, I had my robe kind of over my face, so I still had my eyes open and everything. And smirk. It was funny. Yeah, so that's sort of my Comic-Con experience. One of the things is, so they dressed me up to look like a priest of maybe 60, 70, 80 years of age. I'm not that old yet. Maybe my wife would tell you otherwise, but I'm not that old yet. And so I had to sit in makeup for 90 minutes or 2 hours every day at Comic-Con before I even went out. So they used the slick back gel to get my hair super flat, and then I got the skull cap super tight. And then they glued on hair, so I had like the little ring of hair. What's funny is my dad has the same haircut of the little ring of hair that goes around, like the friar haircut. My dad has that. So I sent him a picture. I'm like, hey, brother,
Went to the barber.
Yeah, right. And then, and then they painted, age all over my face and stuff. So 2 hours I sat in there backstage getting ready. Thankfully, there were 3 priests, so I didn't have to do every show. But
that's good.
Yeah. But because over 4 days at 5 minutes a show or whatever, it can get pretty hectic. But it was a lot of fun, and I got to be at Comic-Con. I got to enjoy the festivities, walk the floor, see what was going on, and be a part of it. And I really enjoyed
one of
it.
those things. I know the tickets are expensive, but that's one of those things in San Diego. It's just, one, you got great weather, but two, gosh, just people watching in San Diego with Comic-Con is the best. And then going inside, if you get a chance to go inside, it's amazing. Like you said, it's perfect. It's a flea market of a bunch of nerds and geeks and movies and everything you could think of as like a child,
And I'm one of those guys. I'm there looking through everything I'd love to bring home, and would get scolded if I did so, for sure.
Yeah, same here. I always get told, don't bring it home unless you really, really need it.
Yeah. I've got a storage unit I still need to clean out. So until I get that done, I can't. Well, actually, we have 2. I can't bring anything more.
We're gonna put you on storage hunters.
Yeah, I do. And talking about the flea market, there's a lot of collectibles that are had on the floor, and they're not just fantasy characters or TV shows or movies or anime or anything like that. There's actually sports figures that are out there, and I don't think that a lot of people understand that it's characters of all kinds that are at Comic-Con. I remember seeing Funko Pops like all over the place, and Funko Pop has a few Padres Funkos. They have a Machado, they have a Tatis, they have a Luis Ariz. I saw the Luis Ariz one at Target a couple days ago. You think about the McFarlane toys? I almost said Seth MacFarlane, Todd McFarlane, who did Spawn, obviously big into the toy line. He's got a Tatis that came out this year. Those figures are still going strong. Remember the starting lineup figures from the 90s that
Yeah, I see them out there sometimes too.
yeah, and they had the little card. Those actually came back. Fanatics relaunched those. They're NBA figurines now. So those things are out there, and they're cool to browse. I want to know, you're a collector. We've talked offline about your card collection before. What is your favorite collectible that you have? And I see a few on the shelf behind you there. There's a gnome. There's probably one of you back there.
Actually, the one of me is in a different room because I only have one. Unfortunately, it was a Miami Marlin. The Padres need to have a Heath Bell bobblehead day. So I'd definitely show up for that. But my favorite is probably my bobblehead collection is just got bobbleheads just every stadium I went to. But it's really cool to be on a video game and have my baseball cards, and then occasionally I some rare coins. But my favorite kind of thing collection is I have a huge bat collection. This is only a small percentage, but I probably have over 200 bats from major league guys and stuff like that. So that's probably my, I do have some Pez out there. Um, my great grandma had a bunch of stamps that I have 2 boxes, and I have
Wow.
no idea what to do with the stamps, but I have a stamp collection. I got to go through that, but I would say my bat's probably the coolest thing. Oh, and there's 2 really cool things that I think that my my family hates me for it. Is I am a Lego. I have a Lego figure of me, and then
Whoa.
I love fried chicken. So I kind of like KFC. It's kind of you know it's one of my favorite places to go eat.
Attention, Bleav. We need a
Yeah,
sponsor
sorry about
for,
that. But
yeah.
anyway, the last Christmas, my son gave me a one of those like what are they called? The drink like
A
big cup.
Yeti?
Yeah,
Like a
it's
Yeti?
like a Yeti, but it's not a Yeti. But of that brand, and a shirt and a button up shirt from that KFC, and then a bucket hat, and then he got me a little Lego figurine of the
Is it a bucket hat of the bucket? Because that
kind
would be
of
amazing.
one side is the bucket, and the other side is just all a bunch of chicken wings.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm not a bucket hat guy, but I would wear that in a
I'm
heartbeat.
not, and it barely fits me. It's not really my size, but he saw it and he's like, "That's for dad."
That's amazing.
And that was one
That's
of the best Christmases for me because I guess everybody says it's hard, and I'm like, no, I just like fun, stupid things. And I'm telling you, my youngest son knows I like stupid things, and he wins and gets me stupid things.
that's pretty
So
cool though. How do you end up with such a bat collection? Do you just go into the other team's clubhouse when they're not looking and just
pretty
say,
much, I see which
yeah,
bat's corked. I take all the cork bats out.
oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah,
And you just add it to the collection. That's nice. So anyone who's lost their bat,
it,
contact Heath
bring
Bell
come my way.
at that would
He
be.
was at the Coldplay concert. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, got it. I didn't realize they had quite the collection there too. So,
Like that.
awesome. I got this. I have a bunch of Padres bobbleheads, and the Padres have been great about releasing half a dozen or so bobbleheads for the last few years per year. And I've got a shelf. I have so many of them that I actually have to rotate them in and out. And guess where they go? They go into storage, which I still need to get rid of, or the other storage, whichever storage is closest. But I do enjoy putting together on the shelf. You played in Miami, so you know this about the Bobblehead Museum, the little shaky shelf. The Marlins have, if you've never seen it, the Marlins have a shelf. It's quote unquote a museum. It's just a really large shelf, glass case, and it shakes ever so slightly so that the bobbleheads never stop bobbling, which I think is great. And I would kill to have a custom shelf like that for
And did
mine.
you know that that was actually the Cincinnati Reds collection, and the Marlins owner bought it from him?
Wow, no, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's where he got all the collection. He was doing bobbleheads forever, and everybody knew. And he was the only one that had him in the clubhouse, and people would bring him bobbleheads from their own team. And
Wow.
that's and other clubbies would bring him because he enjoyed it, and that was before anybody was collecting them.
Yeah.
And he got probably retirement out of that. So
That's amazing. That's really cool. What do you think mine are worth? I got about 20 up there. I don't have a Heath
it
bell.
just depends what billionaire or multimillionaire wants it for. That's all.
Yeah. Well, there's probably 40,000 of each out there. So I don't know, man, but hey, I've got the whole set. I've also got this Funko Pop that's one of my favorites too. It's an Ivan Drago. I must break you. Uh, I'm a Rocky fan. I actually got this as a going away gift coming to San Diego from a friend of mine. And then when I got to Petco Park, I brought it with me and I set it next to the microphone. And people didn't really see Funko Pops, I guess, back in 2014. And they're like, "Oh, what is that?" I was like, "You're a Rocky fan." I'm like, "Yeah, it's Ivan Drago." And so then everybody at their workstation in the control room started to buy them. So the Star Wars fans got Star Wars ones, and the Marvel fans got Marvel ones, and it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. So cool. All right. You know what we like to collect. You know what all our stuff is worth now, and hopefully they don't find us and steal our collections. Our lovely fans here on Bleav in San Diego Baseball. We are going to be back with a Cardinals preview. Cardinals coming up. Nothing like playing in St. Louis in July. So we'll talk about that matchup coming up next on Bleav in San Diego Baseball. Welcome back to Bleav in San Diego Baseball. I know we've been talking a lot about Comic-Con. It's the thing that's happening this week here in San Diego, but the Padres 1 weekend from coming back home to face the Mets. They got to get through the Cardinals first at Busch in St. Louis. Cardinals, if you did not see last weekend, were swept by the Diamondbacks over the weekend, and coming into this week, they have lost 11 out of 14 games in July. The rotation's ERA is over 7 for the month of July, and they've been hovering around 500, 3.5 games out of the wild card. They kind of look like a seller. They're not willing to admit that yet. Heath, you saw some action over the weekend. What are your thoughts, and how is San Diego looking in this series?
San Diego's looking pretty consistent. I like, a couple weeks ago, you'd say, they were struggling, but they were winning the series every time. So they were winning, but it wasn't real sexy like they did in April. But, St. Louis is just, gosh, it's hard to see, because I remember St. Louis always being really good in the last couple of years. And recently it's just like, wow. And they won't admit they're rebuilding. They won't admit that they're sellers, but it's just, they're just pretty bad where San Diego should be able to go in and, take care of business and hopefully sweep them. I mean, it's just, it's weird, because I always thought St. Louis was a really good team. In the last couple of years, they just been, everybody forgets about them because they're not that
Yeah,
good.
it's curious. You think of the Cardinals as one of the marquee franchises in all of Major League Baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Continued
It's like if the
success.
Yankees were in last place all the time. It just doesn't.
It's bizarre, and being in the middle as a 500 team is a weird place to live. It's kind of like you're not good enough to be great, but you're not bad enough to tank. And
Horrible.
yeah, you gotta find a direction, and you gotta kind of
No
commit
offense,
to
but
it.
you're like the Steelers.
Yeah, kind of right.
You're never going to get the first overall pick, but you're going to be an average team. But you'll be 500.
As a Patriots fan, I'm fine with that, by the way. But yeah, I think if there's going to be any enemy in St. Louis, it's the weather. It's going to be humid. It's going to be hot. It's going to be sweltering. If you can get through that, which they were able to do in Washington, that kind of East Coast muggy, gross type weather, then they should do just fine. And I would love to have 3 W's coming home to face the Mets, who have been
They're a
playing
really good
well.
team.
Yeah. So I think that would be great. And man, it'll be good to have them home after a 10-game road swing. We had 10 games at home going into the break, followed by 10 games on the road. I think probably they would enjoy some normalcy.
Well, I think San Diego, the fitness guys are the most people that have to be really concerned about the weather. Just like, hey, let's not push them. In St. Louis, we've been in the muggy weather for the last 10 days or 7 days. Let's just stay active. The good thing with the muggy weather and all that stuff, the humidity is you loosen up quicker than normal, but you can get tired quicker than normal. So you don't get that refreshness of how you take the big breath and relax, and it's still freaking hot. So
Yeah, hot is hot. I grew up in Florida. It's hot. And there's no such thing as dry heat or humid
and
heat.
on that field, there's not much wind.
No.
So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's hot.
A
It's
great
hot.
stadium, great city, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's toasty. Well, hopefully we're able to carry this into a great week ahead at Petco Park. We shall see, and we'll talk about it coming up on the next podcast. For Heath Bell, the 3-time All-Star, we want to remind you again to follow us on Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify. Make sure you catch us on YouTube and connect with us on BleavInSD.com. We got a fan poll up there. Check that out. Bleav, Bleav in SD.com. And we'll catch you next time. Bleav in San Diego baseball.
Let's go.